Hey, good morning, everybody. Daniel the Rust Buster coming at you from Plantation, Florida. It's actually a very blue sky, relatively cool Sunday morning, and I'm working with Tony's 1965 Chevy Impala. Today, I'd like to go every once in a while. I need to clarify what it is I do, and why I do what I do. I've said before that there's a difference between restoration and repair. And it just so happens that I fit best in repair. The difference between the two is at times people comment on the right way to do things. The right way happens to be in their mind, the way they perceive the right way. I've had people say that the only right way to do a car is to completely disassemble it 100%, pull the body off, strip it either chemically or soda blasting, media blasting, chemical dip it, strip it down to bare metal, make your repairs, hammer and dolly with zero filler, and of course that takes 4 or 5 years, and probably upwards in the 500 to 700 hours of labor. And if you use $100 an hour as a rule of thumb for man hours, you're into $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for a restoration. Not everybody. That's not what the people that I work with. If that's what they want, they go to a restoration shop. Hey, and there you go. You've got a car ready for shows and competition in Pebble Beach. Good for you. That's great. That's not the only way or the right way to go about it. I want to give the customers what they want. At times, the people that I look for are the ones who just want to get this car cleaned up, presentable, safe, and so that they can drive and enjoy the car without having to mortgage their house. Okay, so in order to do that, a lot of my stuff is expeditious. It's cost effective. Okay, cost effective means that time is of the essence. I need to move right along. And there was a question the other day about the way that I stitch weld. I've spent a lot of time developing my skill set, and there's a reason that I do what I do. Okay, just because it's not the way that somebody who saw it on TV, because it's not the way they do it, then it's wrong, and I shouldn't be. I get heckled a lot, and to tell you the truth, after a while, I get sick of it, because they just don't get it. They got really thick skulls, and they're influenced by the TV. I've been at this for quite some time, and I went really in all the way full time about 5, 6 years ago. The mobile has been 3.5 years. In my shop where I worked, I was doing it for a few years, but full time rust repair, and that's that. And all this, and what I do is I get the car ready to go to the body shop for those guys to finish. A lot of times I chase after, if there's blisters from old work, I chase after the blister, lift it, get it down to the bare metal, treat it with the asphalt, treat it with the red oxide, and then hit it with my universal primer. So that spot, it's not going to lift again. That's what I'm after. That's what I do. I don't strip the whole car down. You can see behind me that this car, like what I do is it's called universal black primer. It's not 2K. It's not epoxy primer where where it's a really expensive stuff. Where there's black primer, that signifies that I've worked that area. It has been inspected, the remedies have been applied, and now it's ready to go to the next stage, which is the body shop. The guy that's going to paint this car has been over twice to check my progress. We go back and forth as far as, there's some things that he does that I don't need to do. There's certain things that I do that he doesn't want to get involved with, So it's a team kind of a thing. I don't like people doing the work that I do best. I don't like them to do it if they're not 100% confident in time proven, over the years. So people, when you make your comments or this and that, this is not my YouTube channel is not a how-to. This is not Gas Monkey Garage. This is not Danny Count. This is not, Bad Chad. This is not a TV show. The purpose of of these videos is so that, number one, to be discovered. I want to get the word out. I want people to find me, and I want to do work for them. So this is, in each car, has its different issues. Somebody has a Chevelle that has a blown out trunk, and they contact me. Hey, I got a few videos on that. Check it out. That's how I do trunks. That's what it is. This is how I go about my thing. This is what I can do for you. This is, this is this. This is not a how to fix a rocker panel on a 72 Chevelle. It's not a how to. This is what I do and how I go about it and what I can do for you. I want people to feel comfortable that, that not everybody has, the kind of throwaway money that it takes. And I'm very keen on that. That doesn't mean that I just blast through rust and slop on some Bondo and say, here you go. No. That's not what I'm about. I make my cuts and I'm constantly treating metal, the bare metal, the rust. That's why I'm the rust buster. If you don't treat it right, it's gonna come back. And I would just die if somebody called me and told me that there's a lift or a blister or something that was to do with my work. Every car that I do, every single job that I do is documented. Every area that I work in. What you see on the videos, there might be 4 or 5 videos on the car. I can assure you there's at least 100, maybe 200, up to 500 images of exactly what I did. So if the owner ever wants to sell the car and someone approaches them and say, hey, that's a really nice paint job and you want all this money for it, but I can't see what's underneath the paint. It could be God only knows what. So I give the owner the documentation on my Google album, say, here, there it is. Open it up, turn the pages, and you can see every single piece of metal work that was done. There's no questions. There's no misery. Mysteries, rather. So that optimizes the value of the car. It's the foundation on which everything is built, my work. So I take it very seriously. Folks, again, I do repairs. I don't do restorations. I'm done with that. I don't take interiors out to do the floor pans. That's on the owner. There's a whole list of things that I don't do. I just want to be able to come in, do the metal work. I get paid by the hour. I don't do estimates because it's impossible. If you're looking for, a rear quarter to be replaced for $50, you're going to have to find somebody else, because I just don't. I have a wicked eye for detail. I take this really, really serious. And when people say stupid shit, I take serious offense to it, because I do put so much thought and energy and my spirit into this. If at any time I've been having a little bit of an issue with a drip pan that I'm having. I had to order an endoscope so I can see where the leak is coming from. I told the owner the other day, I've been back to it like 2 or 3 times and I can't seem to find this leak. So I said, hey, look, and I did some other work on the car. I said, you know what? At any time, if you don't feel as though you got what you paid for, or you're dissatisfied with my service, I will give you your money back. To me, it's please let me give you that back, because I would hate to see anyone be in a position to where it's like, you know what? I paid this money and it still leaks. It's very simple. I couldn't live with that. That's not my way. I'd rather give you, if I can't, if you're not, only I think twice I've done that, to where I couldn't satisfy someone or I failed, which is very, very rare. And I gave them their money back. I said, here you go, start again. So that's about my message for today. What I'm working on is I did finish these rain gutters on each side. They're buttoned up, and I'm blanking off the firewall. Everybody knows, or pretty much everybody knows, that these firewalls, from the factory, they don't have to look like anything because they're under the hood. But now when you get to this kind of level, where it's almost, this is a pretty high level detail work. So where they spot riveted it, and there's been holes drilled over the years for all these different things. The heater core is removed, so there's a big hole there. I blank it all off and smooth the whole firewall. So when you put your parts on there, it's smooth. It's a really great look. That's what I'm working on. So I have to weld in a whole bunch of patches, about the size of a dime or a quarter, all on the inside of the firewall. Let's get up underneath there, weld all those in, and then I fill from the outside, and that's about that. So I hope that answers your questions. Dano the Rust Buster, not Dano the Restoration Shop. Okay, please get it out of your head. This is I don't work on Duesenbergs. I don't work on Cord. 1951 Cadillacs, things. That's restoration shops. That doesn't mean that I do any less quality. I just move quicker and only do what's needed. I don't go in balls deep, so to speak. I just don't do that. It's not right. That's why I have that's job after job after job. You're exactly the guy that I was looking for. That's exactly what I want. I don't want to go nuts. I just want it to be clean, tight, and safe, and stop rusting. That's what I do. It's really not that difficult. I appreciate comments, when they come. I don't get too many, but I really do not appreciate smart-ass critical comments. If somebody says, hey man, in my world, this is the right way to do it. That's your world. That's fine. Okay, so you do restore Duesenbergs. Fine. That's not my world. Okay, so you can't compare the two. It doesn't compare. What's right and what's wrong and what's incorrect and what this guy called me a hack. That's really not a good thing to do, because that really pisses me off. I take it personal. That's about it from Plantation, Florida. It is really quiet. There's a nice breeze. It's a beautiful Sunday. I'm gonna have myself a cigar, have another espresso, and I'm getting to it. There'll be a follow-up behind this one. Until then, thank you all. I love you. Dig in, rock on, feel free to subscribe, put the word out, go ahead, like and comment. All that helps me get a further reach, okay? I'm after the 60s and early 70s muscle cars, no basket cases where it's totally shot out. Just, the stuff that's reasonable, that's very close to the road. It's ready once I'm done with my work, it's going to go right to the paint shop, like this one, as soon as I'm done. That's why the body guy comes over. As soon as it's done, this thing is going right into the body shop. It's not going to sit around. He's not going to be driving it in primer. And that's it. As soon as they get a hold of it, they're going to sand off all my universal primer and hit it with the sealer. Their what do you call it, epoxy primer, which is really cool shit. I'm not going to spend $500 a gallon on primer that I don't know how to work. I don't have the skill level. I don't have the tools for that. I'm not a body guy. But what's underneath this primer that you see right behind you is got my seal of approval. If this car lifts or blisters anywhere at any time, up to these things lift or blister. If it's going to happen, it happens as soon as 6 months. But after 4 years, it's done percolating. So if it lifts or blisters at any time, I take full responsibility because I did the metal work. I prepped the surface. There you go. I pay for it to be repaired. I make it right. My name is Dano. That's what I do. That's my pledge to you. If you don't like my work, I give you your money back. If it lifts or blisters, I'll take care of it and pay for the body shop to reshoot it. It doesn't get, and when I make those kind of statements and I stand behind my work like that, you can rest assured I don't want that to happen. And I do my absolute best. And I haven't paid a body shop yet to redo my work. Not once. Ever. My shit doesn't lift. So how can you tell me that that's the wrong way to do it? How you do it is how you do it. How I do it, don't do it like I do it. It doesn't bother me. But don't tell me that that's the wrong way, because the proof is in the pudding. My shit doesn't lift, okay? And I don't know how many. Now it's like I'm up to. I've got thousands of images from my clients. I've got almost 200 videos and 40 some odd 5-star reviews. I've got 18 letters of appreciation and recommendation. My work has been published 3 times. I think I've pretty much proved my point. I've earned my stripes. Don't mess with me, okay? Just don't. Any questions as to, hey, why'd you do that? How can you, and this and that? I love to answer questions. I can do that all day long. Criticism like that's a poke, or a keyboard warrior, or you're miserable, or you think you know something and you want to, don't come around, because it just don't even bother. Okay. Hey, once again, y'all, I'm gonna have a good day, and I hope you do too. I'll be showing you another one on this one because it's gonna be pretty cool. I'll probably even visit the body shop, because this body's coming off and it's going on a rotisserie. That's how serious this owner is, just so that they can do the bottom of the car. Until then, dig in, rock on. Love y'all. Bye-bye.